Hey guys, this is a gopher hawk. Gopher hawks are what we use to catch gophers. So this is a slope. Slopes are a little bit more challenging to catch gophers. Unfortunately, because common mistakes are traps will be put in at a horizontal where it's parallel to the ground. Now, if we were up here on a flat surface, that would make sense because you're going to put it like this, but as you go like this, a lot of traps are put in like this, and it's not going to work. Reason why is the gopher is not going to go through the trap itself. It's going to, maybe go around this part. It's not really going to work when it's horizontal. So a couple of things you want to do. You want to make sure that the trap works, number one. So way to do that is you set it real quick while it's outside of the ground. You take something like a rebar. This trap works. Excellent. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look for a gopher mound. Gopher mounds will look like little tiny clumps of dirt. I don't know if you can see. Looks like little dirt clumps here. So there's a gopher mound right here. And you can tell it's fresh because when you go a little deeper, the soil's still wet, still moist. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna look for something called a horseshoe shape right here. There was a horseshoe shape before I disturbed the mound. You'll take your probe. I use a rebar as my probe, and you will find the burrowing system. When you push down, you'll feel a pocket of air. Sometimes you gotta push a couple of times. Here we go. So here it is right here. You can wiggle your rebar around a little bit. And then it's kind of hard to see because we have netting to keep the dirt up on the slope. But if you see, I'm kind of pulling the dirt out of the way here. As I pull the dirt out of the way, voila, there's our burrowing system right there. I don't know if you can see that. There's a burrowing system right in here. It's a big burrowing system. I can stick my whole hand in here. So when you stick your hand or finger or you're probing around, you find out which direction is the burrow going. This burrow is going this way up the slope to the side. So I'm going to take my rebar again, and I'm going to go maybe like 6 inches away from where the actual burrow is. So right about here, and I can stick my hand in the burrow and I can feel the rebar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the gopher hawk in here. I'm not going to pull it up. I'm not going to push it down. I'm putting it in to make the hole wider. You can use a piece of wood. If you have like a circular piece of wood, that would help, like a stake. I use the gopher trap itself. And then if you look here, there's a lot of dirt. So the reason why I do this and I pull it out, because I've now made a nice little area where I can stick the trap in, and I get the dirt out. Okay, so we're gonna go over common mistakes. Mistake number 1. Do not put a trap in horizontally. You want your trap vertical. That's why I made a second hole, because I know this is going to be vertical now in the burrow. Common mistake number 2, putting the trap in and pushing down. When you do that, you bend the bars. You don't want the bars to be bent. you'll see a lot of traps that are just totally mangled. That's not gonna work. So we're gonna fix these really quick. In order to fix these, you're gonna take your gopher trap, you're gonna push down on your hip. I like to use my hip. You're gonna hold that pressure there and bend these out so that they are in a crescent shape. The reason why I'm holding it on my hip is so it doesn't do that on my finger. So, as you can see, I've made them all a nice little crescent shape. What you're gonna do is put the gopher trap in. And instead of pushing down, you're gonna pull up until you hear a click. Now our gopher trap is set. Fill in where the burrow is. You want this to stay vertical as possible. There is how you set a gopher trap to successfully get gophers. Thanks for watching. Bye. Couple of tips. The worst thing you can do is put a gopher trap in horizontally into the side here. Reason being, when you put it in like this into the tunnel, this isn't gonna trigger anything. Gopher's just gonna see it and just kind of like, ah, ah. When you put it vertically, and you have something a little stronger than mulch. Let me see. I can use my rebar. This trap is not working. We might need to do a retake. Why is this not working? Let me see. I was trying to use and demonstrate how it works. This is actually something we should do to make sure that they do work, because this gopher trap was in a gopher burrowing system. But as you can see, I'm sticking in here, I'm probing, and it works. But it took some time to work. I don't know if I feel comfortable using this. Christina.